Nobody
Think you're funny. Okay,
Mic off.
it's
I
all
am
good.
funny, thank you.
Nah, I don't know. Is the stream going?
Is it? It says live.
Mic
Oh,
off.
did you already sign out of everything?
I hit start stream.
I'm getting audio from the stream, and it's rolling what we see through Discord, so yes, we are live.
There you go.
On that note,
Mic
hello
off.
and welcome everybody to Quack and Smite League Season 3. Tonight we have an exciting matchup. We have the King's Court Dukes going up against the Zeus Juice. I am joined by my friend Polo on the camera, and the good guy himself, Davey.
Yo, yo, yo.
Going into this matchup, Davey, do you have any predictions for how this match is going to turn out?
Looking at both these teams, I just know Drew. I know Frag Fiesta, or whatever you want to call them. I know they're really good players, and they can really push their leads and kind of be a lot of aggressive. So I'm thinking this is going to be a 2-0 that way.
A 2-0. Ooh.
I'm calling the 2-0.
Well, we'll have to see. Is Zeus Juice going to be able to get the 2-0, or will the King's Court actually go for the 2-0? I honestly think it might be a 2-1. We definitely have some very, very strong players on both sides. Rapid, Carnation, and Rylan is a powerful duo lane, but so is Destiny and Clay City. Both of them are very, very skilled, and they know exactly what they're doing.
I thought Ben was supposed to be playing on this team. I thought he was the starter.
Let me check.
On Drew's tier list, I thought he was the starter.
Yeah, Aji, looks like Aji was the starter support for... Oh, looks like we have a little bit of a substitution.
Look at that.
How about that? So, getting back into this, looking across the board, so far it doesn't look like we have any major leads, but looking at the mid lane here, we have a little bit of a 2-on-1 against this poor Giannis. He does not have his jungle here to help him. And so Ra and Daji are actually going to end up getting pressure, as Margiela is actually getting pressured a bit by this Odin. I've been seeing a lot of Odin solos coming out lately, and they seem to be seeing quite a bit of success.
Yeah, I think the thing with Odin is just like he's always been safe, so he's really, and you always have that just big ult, and I think there is a lot of healing right now, sort of. So that's why Odin's kind of coming back into the meta.
It is very useful having 100% anti-heal right off the bat and trapping them so they're forced to fight you or jump out.
And then if you jump out now with his change in his ult, you get damage taken and slowed, so.
Or especially if, in later stages of the game in a team fight, if you're actually able to bait out their escape early on and then drop the cage on them, they can take quite a bit of damage from your team. And actually, speaking of that Odin cage, Odin is now level 5, so he does have access to that. Although, I do see something very interesting that I wanted to comment on. We have 5 purification beads, all the same team.
That Daji ult big, Xingchen ult, you gotta get beads, just because if you don't, you're more vulnerable, and if you don't have a CC ult, you're getting pulled every time, and that's most likely into a kill, because you got Raw ult, Danza ult, Daji's there, you're gonna die.
There is quite a heavy amount of CC on that team. You are absolutely right. It's just been quite some time since I last saw 5 beads being picked up at the start.
I think I've been seeing it a lot more playing ranked and everything. It's just like because the support falling behind is kind of bad too, and the support doesn't want to die. Plus, there's not a lot of really good relics. There's Blink and like Sunder, but like everything else is kind of useless.
And especially ever since they nerfed Shell.
Right.
It's been quite an upheaval for what supports should be getting. What's the best option? And with the rework of Sundering Spear, they have been getting quite popular, so that gives quite a bit of extra damage, especially in the early game, since you have those 2 charges that you can use.
I love it on Athena. Athena, Sunder. Athena,
yeah.
Sunder. Taunt, Sunder. And they're just dead. The best thing ever. I love it.
I've been enjoying it on Ganesh. You hit him with the Sunder and then pop your ult, and
Ooh.
they're just gone.
Yeah, I could bet.
They just evaporate in front of your eyes. But it is now about 5 minutes into game 1, and we still do not have a kill.
It's a bigger map. Come on, you want to farm more. I think that's going to be a meta. The low kill games, farming more. People, because there's a lot of places to escape to with the map being bigger. So it's going to be a lot of chase downs, and I feel like a lot of my games have felt like arena matches. Like honestly, a lot of fighting back and forth, but like low kill games. Because it's just easy to escape.
I have certainly seen a few of those myself. They are certainly happening, and it is sometimes a little bit more fun to just play Farming Simulator, but
Yeah, PvE, bro.
obviously it's also fun to just bash your brains against each other.
Hey, I'm a Jingwei player. Season 5 all the way throughout.
Wow, alright.
Season 5 all the way throughout. Jingwei was my insta-lock every game. So I know a little bit thing about PvE Farm Simulator. Tell me.
PvE Farm Simulator.
Honestly, backing, like when you're backing for every back camps, getting those harpies, farm it efficiently, back to your wave. It's easiest thing ever.
I can't disprove you. I can't
Hit level-
wrong at all.
You hit level 20 at 17 minutes, you rotate, and then it's just a free dub. I'm telling you.
Although, speaking of Farming Simulator, we actually have quite a bit of teamfight going on here in the mid lane, as we saw both the Ra and the Jing Chen ult coming out. We do have a low HP Giannis who's going to be forced to play back a little bit. But that was almost a kill, but not quite.
You see what I mean? It's easy to get out. Like that fight dropped 2 ults. 1 ult on that side. Well, that was actually a different fight. But yeah, but 2 ults and they still escaped. They got beads, relics, but like, telling you.
That's what it's looking like to be.
Who's getting first blood? Put a bet on it. Let's go.
I am going to have to place my first bet. I'm gonna say Drew's Food is gonna get it. That's gonna be my vote. I think Drew's Food is gonna end up picking that up.
I think it's gonna happen right here. Nah.
You?
But no, but honestly, I think it's gonna be Hui dying to Clay City.
Reed. Ron's gonna go down? Oh,
Yes.
speaking of which, we have a 4-man rotation on him.
You say, "Oh no."
Okay, now I can understand why you're making that consideration. Okay. I just see
You
4
see
people
that
in the
the-
jungle right there. We
you
actually have
see it's
Odin
the-
over here now too. Looks like they're setting up big for this fight.
Yeah, they just got Scorp, so I think they might be looking for the Gold Fury after they're probably going to reset, go back to that gold, see what happens, force a fight. Let's see what goes.
They do seem to have a little bit of a gold lead as well, so it certainly isn't a bad play. Especially as Shin is going to end up ulting this Ganesh who doesn't have beats. Ra ult comes out not quite on the mark. Ganesh is going to be forced to drop his ult as Sunder comes out onto him. Ra is going to be dealing a lot of heavy damage, but he's just going to have to try and dash away. The Giannis portals are going to be taking him back in, and he will end up falling to Drew's Food.
You
called
called it. You got it. You
Big
got
brain.
it.
Speaking of
Right
big
on
brain,
point.
well played from Drew's food. That was actually a great catch out. Great awareness for him.
Ooh, great
That was very,
beads.
very well
That
played.
was, that was a great beads, by honest. That was instant.
Yeah. And we actually have an almost 2k XP lead and 2k gold lead. Both to the same side. As we will end up seeing Hoyi looking for the Draugr buff here.
What's your... Yeah, well, I want to know your opinion about the Draugr buff.
I think Draugr is actually a very good and healthy update to the game, because if one team is just picking off Fire Giant and you know you can't contest that because you're 1 or 2 people against 4 or 5, then you can just instead opt for the Draugr, since you don't know if you can get gold or gold's not up, and then give yourself a little bit better of a chance to siege that Phoenix that could potentially change the game.
What does the Draugr buff even do? Honestly, I don't even know. I'm being completely honest.
It actually gives a buff to your towers. It gives them increased damage mitigation and power.
Damage mitigation power. Ooh, with Emperor's armor too. That might be good.
Emperor's armor might be coming back. As we actually see Drew's getting very low HP, Kali is going to be taken out by the Ra with a beautiful Searing Pain. Nazrul is going to be coming out of Dharmic Pillars, forcing Drew's to stay in place for just a little bit longer. As now Giannis is coming in to look around for that kill, just shy. As we actually see Colin jump in and try and ult. Jen is also going to be ulting him. He will pop beads to try and get out of that Odin cage, but will it be enough? He's taking a lot of damage. He will end up falling to the Odin, as it's now a 4v2 in the mid lane. As we see the Paula come out, trying to catch off the Giannis and pull him in, but he will end up just avoiding this. Ra will end up picking off the kill on the Giannis with a lot of damage. We do have some low health bars here come out from the team, and they're going to be forced to back off, as well as Ganesh being about half health and mana. He can't defend this tower very well on his own, so they will just have to back off and look for their own farm somewhere else.
That was a big Raw ult.
That was
Off
a
the rip.
huge. That was a huge.
Justin, who just disappeared. Like he didn't even. He wasn't even able to get his ult off. That's how fast he died there. I thought I was mesmerized. I was like, where did he go? Like.
In the time it took me to say Ra ult, his health went from 80 to 0.
Yeah. I'm. Oh Lord.
That was a beautiful ult from Bacchus. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful ults on all of them, actually. That was 4 ults in total.
I think Baxus needs some respect at his name. Tier list got him a little bit low.
He's up for blood after that tier list game.
It doesn't look like it right now. Yikes.
That's a lot. But Jule in the chat saying that Ryland is the best he can see here for sure. Well, he's gonna have to prove it. He's up against Clay City. Clay City
Let's be
is
honest.
certainly not a bad opponent. Clay City knows
Let's be
exactly
honest.
what-
Overall, Poyo #1, no matter what. Can't change my mind.
We actually have a big teamfight grouping coming up here by the mid lane. So it's gonna be a 4v4 here. They're gonna
Zing.
play this pretty safe, yeah.
Xing Chin is out of mana while they're pulling that pyro.
They are gonna pull the power, which is very interesting, but they are gonna have to be careful.
No contest by
Wait.
blue team. Just getting there a little bit too late. So,
I just realized something.
what did you realize?
The King's Court Dukes were supposed to have first pick this game, but they didn't.
I think they're happy right now.
Well, I mean, they're not doing bad at all. They're making do with the situation.
I don't think they even noticed.
I don't think either of them noticed. Oh,
What is going on with Justin Who's name?
Justin, you okay, bud?
Oh, there goes. He's hacking. Ban him.
Man. High res, please. I'm not sure what. Oh, there it goes again. Ryland's joining in too.
I guess it's because.
No. What is going on? Okay, it's low res diff. Alright.
Let's hope Justin Who doesn't have a weekend game. Some low player damage. 14 minutes in, 7-5-4.
Almost the legend of 667, except it's Odin.
Lower.
As we'll actually end up seeing the Dukes pull in that Gold Fury, but it will be Ganesh who's caught out in a bad situation. Odin will end up picking off that kill as he dropped the Dark Clothes and trying to escape himself. We have Paolo and Cage coming out. Jin will also be ulting to try and put them back in. 3 spins of time is coming out to try and get him out of that cage. Zaji is now chasing along this backline. Justin Who taking some damage from him. They're going to be forced to back off as we have a very, very low HP bar. Inno will end up falling to Denson Burrow. Ryland not able to survive that one. As we see a kill come out from Kali. There we use another kill onto Justin. He will end up falling. As Colin and Kali are now fighting, trying to secure that kill, but Ra will end up picking off the Kali. Justin, or Margiela is now alone, and he will end up falling to the Jing Chen. A 1-for-5 trade.
It was close there. It was really, really close. Kali did get something off, and that's what I was waiting for, is for Kali to get that ult off and get the reset from her health. She was close, but she was kind of last alive, and it was able to turn on her, and it didn't fall their way. As we see, they are pulling the Draugr buff now. What about builds? Okay, so we see the ADC build is still prominent. The new interval. What is that item called again? I don't even remember that one. Alana's, and then we got the Quinn size. Quins. I like Exy. Not Exy, Asi, because you need sustain. Are you okay, buddy, Jerry Lamb?
Hello? There we go.
Hello?
My
Okay,
mic is
he's
trolling
back.
me. My mic is trolling me. Okay. I apologize for that. I don't know how much we missed, but I've been talking about how I think the Atalantis pickup is interesting. I normally see something like Executioner or Aussie being picked up there instead. So we'll have to see how this ends up working out for him. Not
Well,
a very
definitely,
common pickup, but
I think definitely on Hu Yi, you should go that Exy or that Asi, just because you need that sustain, and since you don't have a stim in your kit, you can't really go all the bow build because Silver Branch is based on how much attack speed you have. So I'd rather see like a Titans, Quins, and an Exy and an Asi, or I'd like to see a Exy, Asi, Rage, Wing Demon, and then you can sell your last your relic and get like Alana's, or if you even you already have get an Alana's, or you can get another crit item like Deathbringer.
And some people do argue that Atalantis does have, or at least used to have, the percent pen of 20%. Personally, I've always been more a fan of the Dominance instead. That 20% pen, it has 55 power on it. That right there is all you need for a powerful hit, especially on Ho Yi. His 1 and his ult can hit quite hard with that.
Well, with this build, with like the XZ, with the XZ build, I can see it. But if you're just going the full attack speed build, like Alana's is better just because it does give you that attack speed. Yeah.
I just normally think on hunters that benefit from a power pen build like Ho Yi, Chiron, or Turnos, something like Dominance. Me personally, I like Dominance a little bit better, but obviously that's no SPL advice.
Right.
That's just my personal feelings on the matter. I've just always liked Dominance a little bit more than I liked Atalantis, but obviously if it works for you, it power to you. If you can make the build work, then by all means do what you know.
And as we see from this Daji, we have a Transcendent, Heartseeker, and the Serrated Edge pickup. Spicy.
Heartseeker. I see Hydras. I don't see Heartseeker.
I said Hydras. Did I say Heartseeker?
I heard Heartseeker.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant Hydra's Lament.
I was like, wait a minute.
Maybe I said that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, and fire is being pulled right at
Oh,
this
we
moment.
actually see the Duke's pulling Fire Giant while we're over here mucking around. We're bad catches. Please
Oops.
forgive us. As Margie's now trying to come in and secure it, but the Duke's
Oh.
Kali will end up having to ult as we see
Oh.
Ganesh. Dharmic Pillars coming out to try and save the Kali, but will end up falling to the Xingqian anyway. Odin Cage and Daji ult will end up coming out as well to try and force them back into the fight, but Margie and Justin are just taking too much. Justin, will end up falling while Margie escapes.
Another big raw. I gotta give it
Huge Searing Pain.
another big raw.
Especially now with the Fire Giant buff, they're going to be able to shred through T2 towers. Daji looking at the solo side tier 1 tower, it's already really low HP. It'll go down quite quickly as they end up opting for this middle Phoenix in a 3v4. And the Rod dishing out a massive amount of damage. Fax is hitting quite hard with that one. As we see another Searing Pain come out onto Rylan, taking massive amounts of damage as the Phoenix continues to fall. Dukes have a lot of pretty full HP bars. They're doing quite a bit of damage and they'll end up taking that mid Phoenix. As now, Drew's Food is going to go back and steal more of the jungle.
They took that Phoenix at 20 minutes.
That is
20.
very quick. And we do see that the Oni Fury is up as well. It looks like they're going to opt to steal that and ensure that they get that. Because it is, especially with those fire minions coming down mid lane, that is quite a powerful push that it can provide for them.
I'm sorry, what was that? I just zoned out.
I'm looking at getting the Oni Fury, especially with fire minions coming down the mid lane. Oni fire minions are just unstoppable forces of domination.
Have you ever tried clearing them as a support?
It is just...
Oh my god.
It's depressing. Do nothing to them.
You literally can't. You'll sit there for 3 minutes, I'm telling you, trying to kill those things.
Unless you're playing somebody like Kabrakan, who has a dumb amount of damage, you're not.
Then you're out of mana.
Kabrakan does run out of mana, and here we see Giannis is having to use multiple abilities to clear these things, even with Kali proccing Oboe multiple times. They are a beast. We'll actually see a little bit of action coming out as now Drew's Food is getting on top of Justin Hu, and Justin Hu is now very low. We'll see the Paolo coming out to try and secure that kill, and will end up falling to the Daji. Justin Hu is now out of this fight for now, as they're pushing down that duo side tier 2 tower, and will end up falling with 3 of them over there. As we now see Frag Fiesta and Drew's Food just clearing some minions in the mid lane and rotating over to this left Phoenix to ensure that it will fall before them, and there is almost no contest. And now they're looking for even greater search as we see a lot of damage coming out. Ryland is going to have to jump out trying to escape with his own life. Margell is taking a lot of damage. He's going to end up getting caught out quite hard. Dodge will end up finishing off the kill onto him. Through space and time is going to be sent out to try and stop them and get them off, but they're still almost full HP on all of them. Searing Pain coming out to try and catch them out, but there's not quite enough on them. And we'll actually see a kill onto Drew's Food, but Ra will end up retaliating with a kill onto Justin again. He will end up falling as the Titans get very low HP and will end up falling in this first game.
What? What? I want to know, what was that? Like, honestly, back-to-back fighting just in a Titan. Holy. And the Titans in the middle, and they're all just throwing abilities. It's like an arena match. It's crazy.
Well, I dare say that King's Court was up 2-14. They could afford to do that.
What did the
They
time
have-
of game end at? 23, 24?
Oh, spectator diff. 23 minutes, looks like Poyo is saying.
Yeah. Ooh, that was kind of a snowball.
That is a very, very powerful first game for the King's Court here. Vax is saying 240 physical defense, by the way.
Huh?
Vax has said 240 physical defense, by the way.
He was smacking people with that build. Them all
It
hurt.
was very difficult to try and survive. And we actually saw him pick up alternate timeline, but he never ended up needing that. 4-0-5, he never had to proc it once.
That's just good positioning. Great positioning, knowing when to go in, when to get out, not staying too long where you're not supposed to be, understanding your surroundings. Makes a good mid. But not Rye. Who was the mid laner for the other team?
For King's Court?
Yeah. No.
Or oh, you mean for Zeus Juice?
Yeah.
For Zeus Juice, it was Vaxis.
No, other team. Sorry.
It was either Justin or Vaxis.
Justin or Vaxis. It wasn't Justin.
Because there's Justin on the Giannis and then Justin Hu on the Kali.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then Vaxis was the Raw.
Yeah, no, Justin, he actually had a couple nice portals, but getting 2-3 people in them, but never really had enough follow-up. I saw a really couple nice plays from him, so.
He was putting quite a bit of damage on his own. Unfortunately, it just wasn't quite enough.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Alright, we'll be going into a brief intermission. We'll be joining you all back in just a couple minutes. Excuse me.
Mic on.
Yeah. Sorry for this very long delay, but we are canceling game 2. Finishing the set another day because Smite servers. So, GG's.